The book of Ecclesiastes looks at life kind of like you and I might look at a lavish buffet, except that all the food is unfamiliar. So we have to sample it to try to find out what's good. This past week at Grace Bible Church in Lorton, Virginia, we looked at Ecclesiastes chapter 2, where the writer is sampling things to try to find out what's really good in life. In particular, he's sampling wisdom, pleasure, and work, trying to find out if being really smart, or having lots of fun, or scoring great accomplishments at work actually provides lasting joy and meaning to life. In the end, the answer is no. And that's consistent with the theme in Ecclesiastes, which is part of the Word of God. That theme is under the sun. It talks about a worldview, living life for here and now, today, with no thought about whether there's a God or whether there's anything after this life, just living strictly under the sun. That's what leads to the frustration that we find in Ecclesiastes chapter 2. Wisdom, pleasure, and work in and of themselves are good and useful and necessary parts of life, but the fact is, under the sun, life still ends in death. So regardless of how smart or foolish you are, how wealthy or poor you are, how well you do at work or not, either way, in the end, you will still die. I know that sounds bleak, but it's the truth. And that's why Ecclesiastes chapter 2 challenges us to stop looking at things like work and pleasure and wisdom as if they're only for our own benefit, commodities to be consumed for our own profit, but rather to receive those things as gifts from a gracious God, to humbly accept from God's hand those gifts of work and pleasure and wisdom. This coming Sunday at Grace Bible Church in Lorton, we'll look at Ecclesiastes chapter 3, where the writer samples another commodity. This one's a little trickier than the others because it can't be bought or expanded on. It is time. You and I have only been gifted with just so much time. Ecclesiastes 3 makes that point through a now famous poem. There is a time for everything under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to seek and a time to lose, a time to speak, a time to listen. The big problem that you and I have with time is that generally we're pretty impatient. We want what we want when we want it. So how do we deal with time? If you're in Northern Virginia, I invite you to join us at Grace Bible Church in Lorton. Otherwise, you can listen to any of our sermons on the web here at gracebiblelorton.com. Thanks so much for watching.